Hey, I'm Mac. Welcome back to my channel. Candy canes are such a weird concept. Like we don't do this with anything else. We don't make like candy casts or candy walkers or whatever. It's just canes. Just canes. It's just weird. It's a weird it's one of those things that's really weird when you think about it. That or I'm just a weird person for thinking about that. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe and consider joining my Patreon for access to new videos 12 to 24 hours early. So, I've got a reaction for you today to a Monat call. I guess this call happened back in August, but I don't care. It starts off really good, so I haven't seen the whole thing. Starts off good though. So we're just gonna do it, okay? Because it's gonna be it's a good one. It's a good one. Well, the beginning is a good one. I hope the rest of it's a good one. If it's not, then I probably won't upload this. Happy Christmas week, you guys. Woohoo! Ho, ho, ho. Under the mistletoe. Let's go!
We had people that are staying up late for this too,
Wow,
from
look at that.
across the pond.
Yes. All right, we're streaming live. Welcome. Happy Monday, everyone. So excited to be here for tonight's edition of Tips from the Top. I want to ask everyone to tell us where you're joining us from. See, everybody's already started with that. But one of the other things I think will be a fun thing to do tonight is share an emoji and let us know how you're enjoying the series. You know, this Tips from the Top, we're having training from our top 25 income earners. Super excited. Oh, look, I see everybody chose mine. The flame. This series, I mean, I swear.
The flame? Isn't it? I don't know. I've never heard someone call it the flame before.
It's really, I mean, it's hot. I mean, it will either ignite your business or reignite your business. But these calls are being recorded in English, Spanish, and French. They'll be posted at MPA. So I just encourage you, if you missed any of the calls, that you take the time, schedule your personal development time to review the calls that you missed, because these calls are
Personal development, by that they mean brainwashing.
absolute gold. Take full advantage of learning from Monat's best. We have some of the best trainers, best presenters in the industry, and tonight is no exception. I want to take a moment before I introduce our guest speakers to say it is the end of the month. Can you believe it's August the 30th already? I mean, half the year is gone, and one more day, and we'll be at the end of the month. In less than 10 days, and we'll be at My Nation. So super excited for everything that's to come. And on that note of ending the month strong, there's no better topic to pair with the end of the month than following up. And Tony Van Schoik and her husband, Jay Traylor, will be our SED power couple.
SED is Senior Executive Director. I believe that's the highest rank. They're always really big on to the end of the month, because that's when it counts for whether they've re-ranked for the next month. Because when they hit these ranks, that's not permanent. They have to meet the same criteria the next month in order to keep the rank that they got. And then every month thereafter, you have to keep hitting the rank, which is another reason why so many MLMs do a car bonus like Monat does, where you have to lease the car in your name, and then you have a lease in your name that you have to pay, right? And every month, Monat, as long as you maintain your rank, will give you a payment that either covers most of or covers all of the lease payment. So now there's extra pressure on you to keep hitting that rank, or else your car is going to get repossessed.
And they'll be here to share their tips for following up, giving you some different ideas, some pointers to implement into your business. So take it away, Tony and Jay.
Well, first of all, Nicole, thank you so much for having us on tonight. Looking so forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Looking so forward to seeing everybody. And we haven't seen each other in a couple of years. So we're so excited for my nations, like all of you out there are too, right? Happy dance. But this has just been the best series that I think we've ever had in the company. Hearing from all of our friends and all the other leaders in the company, getting to hear from how great was Ray in the Meet Monat.
Oh, it was
great.
amazing.
Loved it. It was
amazing.
fantastic. And how great is it now that right at the end of the month, like Nicole said, we're talking about following up and closing two of the most important things that you can do for your business. And what we've always done, and I hope it's what everybody else always does, is we always lead with the opportunity. We start at the top. This is an amazing business to share with people. Guys, we have created over 70 millionaires in 7 years. Don't be ashamed to share that with people. This is a very lucrative business. Now, hopefully you've gotten some tips along the way about making contact and having events and reaching out through social media. And all those tips were fantastic. But what are you going to do now? Well, what we always do is when we make that contact, we don't text them. We either call them, or what we love to do is we voice message them.
Oh my God. Okay, first of all, the 70 millionaires in 7 years thing, they don't even say what they define as a millionaire. Like, what does that mean? Because I know that for the $1 Million Club, it's not actually having $1 million, okay? It's actually you have cumulatively had that much in sales or something, but it's not like you've made that much in profit or that you actually have $1 million at one point, which to me would be closer to what a definition of a millionaire would be. Second of all, that's not the way that they make it sound. They make it sound like everybody's earning like 7 figures. Okay. So really 70 in 7 years is that's substantially less than they make it sound like, especially when you consider that at any given point, there are like 300,000 Monat market partners. So come on. Next point. Fuck you if you don't text or if you cannot write a message without giving a voice note. I hate it. I hate it. Okay? It was like so nice when everyone could start writing instead of calling, and now it's like we're going backwards with the voice notes. I don't like it. I don't like disembodied voices. Okay? I don't. Send me a video, okay? I need the facial expressions, or I need just text. I don't like it. Second of all, I think that unless it's a good reason, unless you have a good reason to be calling someone on the phone, I think it is so rude to just call people, when they're not expecting it. Because a phone call is basically you're saying, stop what you're doing, stop everything you're doing, and talk to me right now. That's what a phone call says. It says, stop what you're doing immediately and talk to me right now, exclusively. I don't like that. I think it's imposing. Okay, it's not respectful, especially if you're doing it to sell the opportunity to him, which he mentioned, by the way, that he leads with the opportunity. That means because it's a pyramid scheme, you are leading with recruiting instead of leading with selling products. I'm sure you're all shocked by that.
It's known on Instagram, when they get it. And as soon as we make contact with somebody, we are back with them within that day. We never want to leave anybody idle.
Remember that when you think about replying to one of these people, okay? Second of all, I'm sorry, on Instagram, half the voice notes that I get, I just never listen to them. Anxiety, I can't deal with it. I can't.
Especially nowadays, there's so many different things that people are involved with, and kids are back to school. You can't let anybody slip through the cracks. Once we make contact with them, one of the big things that we do when we reach out to them and we say hi to them is we don't tell them we're following up. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Hi, I just wanted to follow up. Hey, I'm checking in. No, we never do that. Hi, Sally. It was fantastic meeting you the other day. Hi, Bob. Thanks for reaching out. I loved your message on Instagram. Let's set up a time tomorrow to talk. You have to give.
Okay, yeah, but that's what we're talking about when we say following up. Like, you don't usually say following up. Although, actually, sometimes I do say that I'm following up, but that's usually if, like, I'm annoyed with the person that hasn't gotten back to me on something. Like, I don't know. If I've been waiting for something that I need to complete a task at work, I'll be like, following up on this. Like, yeah, just because you don't say the words following up doesn't mean that you're not following up. So basically what he's saying is, I'm never honest with the way that I'm communicating. I always start off dishonestly, which sounds about right for MLM.
Them a directive. You have to have a goal for your follow-up, and you have to have a direction for them. You can't just, hey, it was great talking to you. Let me know when you can talk again. Okay, bye. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Everything's too fast-paced these days. And we all have contacts on Instagram. We all have people that are reaching out to us. As soon as they make contact with you, they want to know what you have. They want to know what you're doing. They want to know about the business. And that's our biggest tip, is get back in touch with them that first day. Have a goal in mind for what you want to talk to them about. For us, my goal is to get them with the closer, right? But for a lot of other people, it's getting them to maybe a 3-way call with their leader. Maybe it's getting them to another coffee appointment. Maybe it's getting them to watch a reel they've just posted on Instagram. There's a lot of different things, but have that goal and have that intention of what you want that follow-up to be about. Otherwise, you're never going to get to that end result, which is your close. And your language has to match that. You don't want to say, I'm following up or I'm checking in. You want to set the directive. You want to make sure that they want to get back in touch with you. And again, don't be afraid to talk about how amazing this business is. You can always downshift. There's a lot of people that are better as VIPs than they are as market partners. But we don't want to say, hey, I know this business might not be right for you. How do you know that? You don't know that. So your follow-up has to be about the business first.
Did you hear that? So you always want to start off by, you never ever want to start off by trying to sell them shampoo or getting them to be a customer. You never ever want to start with offering them a product or to become a VIP. You always want to start off recruiting them because it's right for everybody, okay? Even if you know that it's not. Because you can know that. Actually, it's not right for anybody, okay? So you always want to avoid starting off by selling a product or a customer membership. You want to never do that. You always want to recruit. It's not a pyramid scheme, but don't sell products. Just recruit. Okay, got it? Great.
After you've exhausted that avenue, then possibly you might want to shift gears into our VIP program.
Right. So if recruiting doesn't work, as a last resort, if recruiting doesn't work, like maybe they can become a customer. But like only if you've completely exhausted recruiting them. Then like I guess we'll sell them something. I guess.
Which is one of the best programs in the world. But just remember, the compensation plan for this business is not something that you want to keep to yourself. You want to be including that in your follow-up. You want to be leading with the business because hopefully you're going to have the opportunity to close them. And that's what she does. And I think maybe it's time to talk a little bit about how you go from the follow-up to the close.
Mm-hmm. So there were just a couple of things that I wanted to capitalize on what he said about follow-up. You guys, and it was so funny. We were talking about this on our director's call today, and I was speaking to the point where, and I am very challenged with follow-up. It's the thing that network marketers suck at. And honestly,
Oh, honey, there's a lot of things that you suck at.
what we have to do is we have to put that in the forefront. So, our income producing, activities, follow up is one of those four things. But when you're following up and you're checking in with them, like if I've given samples or if I've met somebody at a networking event, it all starts in that process of getting them to the closing language in order for them to say yes to either our VIP opportunity or market partner opportunity. So I just want to say, no matter
Okay, I don't like it when that bear looks at me.
who you meet, you know what I do? I carry around this little card right here. It's a QR code. It's called Tappy. And there's also a popple. You can put it on the back of your phone, but it gives me immediate access to follow up with people. And that is so important, because then what I'm going to do, I'm going to then start reaching out to them, dripping on them, inviting them to our events,
Ew, dripping on the gross.
inviting them to our socials, our meets, our Super Saturdays or Super Sundays. But you always want to be, putting them through and again, it's a sales cycle. That's all it is. So the one thing about that is that when you are following up, it's about checking in, like he said, but about making that true connection, about building those relationships. So
God, it's so exhausting listening to them talking about true connections and building relationships. Please, can you at least just be honest?
when I am trying to get to a VIP or a market partner, here's what I do. If I meet them, then I put them in there. I immediately follow up and I say, it was great to meet you. And I follow up with a personalized message, because I'm not just passing out a business card. That's a file 13. I'm going to connect. Yeah, I'm going to connect with them either on LinkedIn, Instagram, or Facebook, whatever their modality is. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep following up with them. I'm going to keep following up with them. So I have a social, a Meet Monat, and a Super Saturday or Super Sunday always on my calendar, because I know the next two appointments that I'm going to try to get them into those next two events. So that's really important. So I just follow up and I send them a voice note and I say, hey, it was great to meet you today. I would love to take you out for a glass of wine or a cup of coffee, or come over to my house because we're going to do X, Y, and Z. And maybe that's a Taco Tuesday. Maybe it's mimosas and masks. Maybe something fun and themed, but you have to have reasons why you're going to reach out to them. That's the first thing. The second thing is that you want to find a way to connect with them on a personal level. That's going to be really important, because the reason why people do business with you is because they know, like, and trust you. Yes, they're going to see you on social media. Yes, they may.
Okay, the trust rhetoric going around is out of control. Okay? And listen, ma'am, you are being so dishonest. You are trying to get them to become a market partner. So you're not trying to form a genuine connection. And that's fine, but stop pretending like you are. Stop deluding yourself.
Be watching you, but it's all going to be about connecting with that person. That's huge. So when I am trying to get them to an event, that's exactly what I say. Hey, would love to have you over. We're going to do some handshakes, or we're going to do like a mask party, and whatever it is. But you got to be reaching out to them, and you have to use your voice. People want to hear your excitement. So the other thing is if I get them to the point where they're asking questions and they're looking at our opportunity, I go right for the jugular. If they have seen a Meet Monat, if they have been on a virtual event or been to a face-to-face event, I am going to come right out and I'm going to ask them, number one, what did you like best? Number two, where on a scale of 1 to 10 are you as far as, saying yes to the opportunity? Even a 1 is something, right?
Ma'am, well, 1 was our lowest choice. You didn't say 0 to 10. You said 1 to 10. So, I mean, I guess no matter what I pick, it's something.
Right? It's something to work with. Number 3, I go right for the jugular and I ask, what are your
Yeah, because you're going to bleed them dry.
objections? Because the one thing that people are the most fearful of is that they're going to sign up to something like this, like they did in the past and had a past experience, and they're not going to have any support. So,
oh, it's not about the support though. Maybe that's what they think it's about. What it's about is the fact that it's just not possible for most people, no matter what support you have. Because by support, they mean like this right here, which is not actually helpful. You're just saying a bunch of really obvious and like partially true salesy things, except you can't even be honest about what you're actually doing.
the one thing that I'm going to tell you is that when you ask those direct questions, then shut your mouth. Because if you speak first, you lose. You have to wait for them to respond because this is going on up here. So the best part is that when you wait for them to respond, you've won.
Okay, you said you were going to tell us one thing. That's already like 2 things.
They are already 70% deciding that they want to do it. That's a fact. So
That's how it is with my grinder prospects.
the part about it is that where are you filling in the gap that they're missing, that they're going to say yes, that they completely 100% trust you.
And we also have to keep in mind that you're going to be going through a cycle of follow-ups with people. You don't follow up the first time and close the sale. It takes 4, 5 points of contact with somebody usually to get to the final yes or no. And like I said before, even with the way our business is structured, even a no for the opportunity is usually a yes for the VIP program. And that's the great thing about this is it's not just the opportunity. It's not just the VIP program. We have both. It's such a fantastic way.
Do you know that you also sell products?
Way to leverage your effort, knowing that you have 2 ways you can go with somebody. If the business doesn't work, you have something else there, and it's fantastic.
So I'm going to tell you a really important thing that I heard from, okay, the thought has escaped me, but this just came to me, okay? People don't, this was Ed Milet, actually, one of our keynote speakers.
Oh, wow.
That we're going to be seeing in, a little over a week. Ed Milet put a post up, and this was probably 8 or 9 months ago. And I have it printed out because I talk about this in some of the coaching and training that we do. He said, and this is so true, and it was like an aha moment, is that people don't have to believe in your product or your opportunity. They have to believe that you believe it. When you have that passion, when you have that that you cannot waver between my confidence and my conviction, nothing can be swayed, right?
Jesus Christ. Do you see how culty and like religious this is? Like in what business that actually has a great product is it this crucial that you just gotta believe. You gotta have conviction and you gotta believe. You have to believe. Like, what the fuck? Do you think that, imagine another business that has a good product doing this? That would never happen, okay? No one's going around being like, okay, so the thing when you're trying to sell the M1 MacBook Pro, you just gotta believe in the M1 chip, okay? You gotta believe. It's not like, oh, hey, well, why don't you just pop open Final Cut Pro and then when it renders a video in 5 seconds, you'll want to buy it. No, you guys, you gotta believe in it. You gotta believe. Oh, the iPhone, it's not like that it's, try this app and the battery lasts all day. It's like, no. You just have to believe in it, okay? You have to believe. What? I would say in any cases where your belief in something becomes the central focus and becomes this important, that's a red flag.
So I have that about this. Do you? My question is,
no.
If you don't, you need to repeat this to yourself in a
Yeah. Okay. So if you don't believe in the product enough, the answer is not, well, have you tried this and this about the product, or have you tried this version of the product? It's, you need to you need to repeat something to yourself over and over until you believe in it, right? That's how products work. You gotta keep repeating it and repeating it and repeating it until you believe it. See, it's not a cult, you guys. It's just something where you have to take a statement and you repeat it over and over until your belief and your conviction in it is strong enough, okay? That's not a cult. That's just a normal business with a normal, amazing product. That is not a cult.
Voice note that you're listening to yourself every single morning that you're waking up. What is it that you want from this? Because when you believe, other people will believe because you believe it. And
you guys, I gotta say, I've never walked into the warehouse and said to everybody, all right, you guys, we got a lot of orders to ship. Okay, but you guys just, you gotta believe in the warehouse. And if you believe in it, other people will believe in it. And if you don't believe in it, you need to record yourself believing in it. And then you just got to repeat that to yourself every morning until you believe it. Okay. And then you got to clap your hands or else Tinkerbell goes away. All right. It's not a cult.
seriously, it's that effing simple. So the other thing is, you guys, is that when you're, introducing this to people, like he said, for a bottle of shampoo, it's on average.
That was the first time in this entire call where the word shampoo was said.
5 to 7 exposures. If you're talking about your business opportunity, which is, three times, the price of one product, you're going to have multiple exposures. I just sponsored someone that I have been after for 7 years.
7 years.
And she signed up. She's like, I'm just going to dip my toe in the water. I just want to see how it goes. I'm like, that's okay. I know her capabilities. I know she can be a rock star.
Oh, yeah.
But I never stop following up. And I won't, after year 8, after year 9, after year 10, I'm still going to be here until I'm dead in my coffin, sharing this opportunity with other people.
But it's not a cult, okay? It's not a cult. It's a normal business that you will share for 10 years and you will share and share until you are dead. Not a cult. Does that sound like a cult to you?
Because that's how much I know it can change someone's life.
And that's a huge part of the follow-up is your conviction.
Yes. So I'm going to ask you, are you convicted? Are you convicted?
I'm sure some of the people in Monat will be convicted soon.
So here's our challenge, you guys. So to get the bingo, by the end of tomorrow night, by 12 p.m. Or 11:59 Eastern Standard Time, when we close the month out, here's your challenge. You have to reach out to 10 people. 10 people and follow up with them. If you followed up with them in Monat, either the product or the business, but don't discount that. Always lead with the business, like you said.
Never lead with the product. Always lead with the business. Always recruit. You always want to recruit, okay? Always recruit.
But you can offer them the VIP opportunity by the end of business tomorrow night. So you guys, that's our challenge, 10 people.
And this is a great chance to work the business together. People are always asking us, how do you work it together? What can a spouse do? What does my husband do? You work it together. You can tag team stuff like this. It's an amazing thing that we do. And it doesn't have to be husband, wife. It can be friends. It can be whoever. Find a running buddy. She's my running buddy. I'm her running buddy. We do this together. Make these challenges competitive. We're very competitive. I think
I always say, how many new people did you talk to today?
Right.
I talked to 6 new people today. I went to this networking event. I did this, I did that. But have fun. Most of all, you guys have fun with it. And so, you know what? Take just a piece of paper out right now. Take a piece of paper out, or maybe you just have your phone, go into your notes section. I want you to write down 10 people that you haven't that you haven't, maybe you have reached out to, but maybe you haven't followed up with yet, and you haven't gotten to the yes, right?
Or maybe people that have ghosted you, people that you followed up with that it didn't go anywhere. Why didn't it go anywhere? What did you do for it not to go anywhere? Did you set your intention?
Ooh, that's manipulative. You see, it's never anything that's not your fault. It's always whenever, see, this is that support they were talking about. The support means like you have, a problem, and then you go to talk to them, they're going to be like, well, what are you doing wrong? Because it's got to be something that you're doing. It's never the situation. It's you. Okay? I don't know if I'm getting, I don't think they're LDS, but I'm getting major LDS vibes from this bear.
Did you set your goal? What was your language? Did you do those things that you were supposed to do when you followed up with them? Go back to people like that, reconnect with them.
So I'm going to give you the best message you can send to somebody if they've ghosted you or you followed up with them multiple times. And I'm just going to give you an example. Hey, Jenna, this is your favorite Monat stalker. And I swear to God, it gets them to answer every single time. It's how I got my gal that I had been prospecting for 7 years. She's a high-end esthetician. She's outside of Chicago. And I was so excited she said yes to this opportunity finally, but it had to be on her time. It had to be on her parameters within her her framework. So you guys, there's never, the best thing that you can do is just say, I care about you so much. I have seen what this has done for me and my family. I have seen what it has done for other people. I know I can help you. You come from a place of service and heart-centered leadership, you will never go wrong.
And that's the perfect ending for this, because you can't top that.
No, whoop, Nicole, we're done.
Can't top that.
So you guys, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Don't miss the denouement tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And Nicole, I'm going to turn it back over to you. And thank you guys. I love you.
Thank you, Tony and Jay. I tell you, both of them talked about commitment. They talked about passion. They talked about personalizing the message and establishing relationships. So those were all great, great tips. But one of the things I will say that I really liked about what Jay said, lead with the opportunity. I tell you, you can always go to the VIP opportunity, but lead with the business. One of the things I did want to mention in Tony's close that I think is so important and so key as we close the month, when we're following up, you always want to have something on your calendar that you can invite them to. Remember, she said I had a social, a Super Saturday, a Sunday, a Taco Tuesday. So she had different types of events, or it was just inviting them to her home. But she had opportunities for them to join in something as a group or to join in something one-on-one. So we want to make sure that we do that prep work beforehand before we follow up. And again, thank you so much, Tony. Thank you for all the market partners who are on the line. Our call to action, yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to mention one more thing, Nicole, because this is so important. You guys make sure that you have all of your stuff set up for after Monations. It's going to be really important to have your face-to-face event set up. So have your virtual event set up. There's people I heard, and I just got this great idea today that they're doing an Elevate boot camp. So make sure that you have stuff on your calendar. I'm sorry. And I just wanted to add that, but thank you.
Oh, no problem. That's a great tip. Great tip. But before I close the call, I just want to spin the wheel. You know, the wheel is oh so important. And every night we're giving away 3 prizes, $150 Monat gear, e-card, an iPad, and a skincare product selection. So let's get this wheel started. Let's see.
Damn, I would seriously hope to win the iPad. Otherwise, you just get fucking $150 of Monat gear. What the fuck? That's bullshit. Over it. So I thought that was like a very good example of how culty it is, and the fact that it's a pyramid scheme. Because if you're leading with the opportunity, means you're leading with that instead of leading with, shampoo or anything that would make it not a pyramid scheme. Oh, that's right, because the product is just a loophole that you have, you know, to make it seem like it's not a pyramid scheme, even though it is, and it's also a fucking cult, because that's what it's called when you have mantras that you have to repeat to yourself in order to believe, because it's so crucial that you just have to believe in it. Okay, so my assignment to you is to just, you know, repeat your praises of me until you believe that I'm the best and that you are convicted in it. Go forth, my followers, and share it. I'm just kidding. I've been Mac. Peace out. Bye!